Noeline here, please. Oh, good to see you again. Did you see that, mate? I did not know. Yeah, Mary just told me. Yeah, what is it, 70? That's where you get to our. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon to you all, and thank you for the opportunity to speak with you. I'm representing Jenny Healy, our chair, who happens to be overseas at the moment. I'm going to speak to you about not high-level things, but very much grassroots things, those matters that, according to your pillars, are the foundations of our communities which you want to facilitate, grow, develop. And we're a very strong community in Cass Bay, always have been, always will be, as most of the peninsula communities are, because for so long we've had to look after ourselves. So I want to start first by thanking you for the very good job you're doing on repairing our roads at the moment. I've been impressed with the dig-outs being done properly dug out, properly repaired, and the sealing's happening right beneath my drive right now. So thank you for that. The other area that we've submitted to in the annual plan and the long-term plan is a request for footpaths between Kaikamako Place and Hilton Heights. Now, that's more on the Rapaki side of Cass Bay. It's no footpaths there at the moment. And one of the challenges we have as a community is with the new subdivision at Hilton Heights, we need to connect the whole of the community in a safe way. We do have a bus stop now for the people at Hilton Heights, but travelling on that piece of main road, which is narrow, not very good sight because of corners, etc. There's no footpath, but we're experiencing an awful lot of tour buses with the cruise ships. Increasingly, that area of Littleton Harbour is becoming a tourist route because of the it's really noticeable in the last 2 years the amount of buses with tourists going through. So thank you for repairing the roads, but could you please also look at the footpaths for the people who live there, because we kind of have to navigate this evolution together. The other area in that vein that we're a little concerned about is the piece from Bayview Road, which is where you go down to the main subdivision, round to the reserve that is currently called Steadfast, which kind of got that name by default, and we would like that to change, but that's another discussion for another day. Motukui te rahi, the Māori name, is our preference. Lots and lots of people are using that reserve now. People are coming up to the bay, and ultimately when we get some access from the Summit Road down, I think you're going to see a lot of city people really enjoying that lovely reserve there. The challenges, particularly with EVs and hybrids, etc., which we want, is you can't hear the traffic coming, and there needs to be some traffic management happening so that people can access that reserve safely. So I would ask you if you could kind of prioritise that. Perhaps it needs some engineering assessments and some allocation from the appropriate budgets. The other item that we've submitted on is the Cash Play Playground. We've all been proud of that playground. In fact, the last time it got a reno was when I was mayor, and I was mayor between 1992 and 2001. So that's the last time it got a reno. It got an awesome reno. We gave the money to the community board. They set up a committee with the local residents, and they had the engineering support, and they designed a wonderful, purpose-built, unique playground. And we did the same at Corsair Bay. And we had people coming from the city because they particularly would take a drive and take their children to that playground. It is tired, it is exhausted, it's been vandalised. It gets huge use because guess what bay were people going to swim from the city in the last couple of summers? It wasn't Corsair Bay, they were coming to Cass Bay. And there are 3 beaches that they're accessing from that area, not just one. And it gets a huge amount of usage. So please don't put it back any further in the plan than it already has been. We know it's been put back again. And also, you all know, your parents, you've got to treat the children equally. So there's a little bit of, why is Corsia Bay Playground getting so much more money than Cass Bay? So that's a question mark in people, because we feel usage is very similar. Huge usage from both local and city residents. And we the question mark is, why is so much more being spent on Corsia Bay than Cass Bay?
That's because Tyrone pushes it there.
Okay. another. And yes, well, it's a lot safer for swimming, isn't it now? Also, because of the positioning of that playground, in original plans, and it's somehow been lost, there was always an easement from Mariners Cove, which kind of goes off the main road and comes in behind that hill on the way to Rapaki, by Pony Point, if you know where I'm talking about. Now, for people there to access the beach and access the playground, they've got to trot all the way along to the main road, along to Bayview and down. There was an original plan to have an easement above, number 45. There was an easement straight down to the playground and to the beach, and it's kind of been lost in your documentation somehow, but we found it in old documentation. Really would like that to happen, because again, it gives that safe connectivity. It means that, and you're not putting people up onto the main road to access that area. So if you could look at that, we'd just think that was awesome.
Thank you.
The next is we agree with you keeping the rates down, and we think you could do that better by doing more working with the grassroots and local communities. In Banks Peninsula, we were always great at doing that, but somehow there seems to be something in the culture with CCC where there seems to get this argy-bargy between the locals and the staff. And I'm wondering if we could build a better culture so that we're all wearing the same waka in the same direction.
Thank you, Noeline. You've gone way over time.
I'm sorry.
We get your point. Thank you very much.
My point. Yep.
Good on you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay.
Greta, please.